It's easy to assume that who we are today is our oldest and wisest self. It's easy to believe that we know more now than we ever have before. And yet, if you search your life, if you look back and see who's been there the longest, you don't find your current self. Instead, you find your inner child. Your inner child was here long before who you are now arrived. Your inner child is the foundation of who you are today. So take a moment to experience the wisdom. Take time to notice the ways of your inner child. Your inner child meets the world with an open mind. Your inner child sees what's possible instead of what's not. Your inner child greets life, not through certainty, not by assuming that it knows, but by wonder and play, through fascination and joy. To open to our inner child is to open up our potential, because so often we've already decided the ways that we are, and that makes us get stuck. It's like we decide that our book has already been written. Each chapter has already been put into black and white on each page, and that limits us. We don't try new things based upon what we think our history is. But we know that the story isn't finished. But if you think of yourself as a child, as you encounter any child that you might meet, and you ask them what they might be when they grow up, you get so many interesting things. You get a lot of astronauts. You get a lot of people that are going to do big things. And yet, somewhere along the way, we lose that. We lose that openness to the potential, to the possibilities of what we might be, what we might do, who we might become. I could never play a musical instrument. I could never be an artist. People won't like me if I be a certain way. When we start to define ourselves like that, we just limit ourselves. But when we open to our inner child, we could be astronauts, we could be artists, we could be musicians. We could be whatever we'd like to be. And I'll say, you cannot be defined. Who you are is not what you've done. Who you are could never be defined by your name, by a description, by any words that anybody could come up with. There's so much more to you. And we can welcome our imagination. We can welcome our wonder. We can welcome who we might become. It's interesting. For the longest time, I really wanted to know how to play the guitar. Yet I didn't pick one up and play it. I just had that wish. I had that desire. I had that disappointment that I didn't know how. And I think in those moments, I got caught up in this fixed way of thinking about myself, thinking that I was someone who didn't know how to play a musical instrument, that I was someone that maybe couldn't play a musical instrument. And it wasn't until about 5 or 6 years ago that I actually had the chance, an opportunity to pick one up. And I did. And I get a lot of joy out of it. I get a lot of fun out of playing the guitar. It's beautiful. It's nice to have music in my life. But to be caught up in that fixed way of thinking that we tend to get into as adults, I never would have had that chance. And so to welcome that inner child, to see the wisdom of an open mind, to see the wisdom of the potential, the possibility of anything, benefits us. It helps us experience our lives in a more flexible and more more effective way. So take a moment to consider the wisdom, the depth that your inner child brings, and begin to welcome the young ways of your oldest self more fully into your life.